Right back at you with another one, or should I say another minus one, or should I say another minus color? So yeah, I sticking with minus one. I just reviewed the Bandai Godzilla action figure series, Godzilla 2023, the Godzilla minus one. Go check that review out. And sticking with that theme, we are going to go with this one, which is, I've wanted this for quite some time now, and I'm super happy to have it. Shout out to my boy Rich. That's the plug, the Godzilla plug. What up, Rich? This is the SH Monsterarts Godzilla 2023 minus color version. So you see the outer protective SH Monsterarts box. So we are going to open this sucker up and take a look at the box inside. Okay, so what an absolutely beautiful box. Of course, the box is minus color itself. So you're going to get a nice gray and black and white. You're going to get the Godzilla minus one logo, SH Monsterarts Godzilla 2023 minus color version. You're going to get a nice picture of the figure here on the front. And, yeah, this is looking very nice. You got the Bandai logo, Tamashii Nations, Bandai Namco, and all the Godzilla logos, 70th anniversary. On top, we're going to have Godzilla 2023 minus color version. And the logo. We're going to have a nice shot here of Godzilla minus one. Beautiful shot of the figure right there. As well as a nice shot of the figure on the other side. Really, this is a great box. Then we're going to have a nice back of the box as well with some very, very cool shots of the figure here. Yeah, that looks excellent. Of course, you got the picture of Yuji Sakai. And super, super nice, man. A lot of care goes into these SH Monsterarts boxes. I really, really love them. This looks fantastic. Of course, to just, give you a little bit of a background about Godzilla minus color. This wasn't just a regular black and white movie. They didn't just hit a button and slap some, monochrome, effect on it. It was a painstakingly long process. And basically, Takashi Yamazaki wanted it to look like it was filmed on a Leica camera. He wanted it to basically give it almost like a documentary feel to it. And so they went shot by shot, and they basically removed certain elements of shots, and they adjusted the contrast scene by scene, basically. So they really made it pop in black and white, and that was basically the difference. And like Takashi Yamazaki said, the movie probably looks scarier in black and white. It almost, to them, I guess, it felt like it was two different movies. And it does feel like that. I've seen both versions of the film, and in my opinion, the minus color version is just beautiful. There's something so classic and rich about it. If you haven't seen it like that, make sure you check it out. I believe the minus color version is on Netflix right now, as well as the color version, but definitely peep it out if you haven't seen it. So this figure's been a long time coming. I had my eye on it for a while. My boy Rich got it for me the other day, and I'm very excited to dive right into it. So let's crack this sucker open and see what we got. So actually, before I crack this open, I just wanted to show you how the two boxes compare. From the regular version, the color version box, to the minus color version box. Beautiful, man. Kudos to Bandai for giving us such nice looking. How clean and classic do these boxes look? Simple. Less is more. You know what I mean? And these look fantastic. All right, let's get back to the minus color. Okay, we've got your standard clammy. This is actually kind of cool clamshell, you know? Just the way that the figure is displayed, you know? Kind of turned to you so you could so you could look at it, you know? And that looks kind of cool. So, here we go, just regular clam. I can't wait to open this up. Let's get it out of the clamshell and check it out. Okay, so just going to give it to you straight out of the box before I pose it. And wow, I'm loving this, you know. I'm a sucker for a charcoal gray or black and white Godzilla. I'll take that any day of the week. You know, this is basically reminding me of the 54 black and white SH Monsterarts. And I love it. I love it. I love the color of it. Of course, you can see like the gold of the original is basically just replaced with a lighter gray here to complement the charcoal gray. And you can see that all throughout on his chest, on his legs, on his feet. And then, you know, throughout his back and parts of the tail. You're going to have a nice charcoal gray on the dorsal plates, which look fantastic, with some of the lighter gray mixed in on it. And that just looks great. Yeah, the dorsal plates are really nice. The detail and design, because of the color and the paint job, is just popping out. We're going to have a slightly better looking face on this one than we did on the original. And I did, you know, for the original get a modified head from Kaiju Wizard. But I don't think I will for this one. I think this is a nicer looking head. And as you can see here, the eyes are looking pretty good on it. So are the teeth. So yeah, I think we have a better version of the head from the -1 to the minus color. And this just looks really, really nice off first glance. Just to show you what he looks like coming straight out of the box. And yeah, man, like I said, if you haven't seen Godzilla minus color, I would definitely recommend that. It's on Netflix currently. And it certainly looks very rich and beautiful that way. And this figure is a nice way to commemorate that movie. I'm glad that they gave us this version. You know, because it does exist, you know, unlike some other like black and white versions of figures that they just made just for the sake of it. We can actually watch the minus color movie. And this is just really looking dope. It pretty much looks, you know, similar to how the first version looked as far as the dorsal plates, the tail, and the basic concept of the paint job, just in black and white. And it also looks like a somewhat improved head sculpt with improved teeth. And an improved, you know, front part of the face, like the nose and such. It's really nice. Of course, you're going to have the wound here on the side of his face from the mine, which is done in a lighter shade of gray. And yeah, I mean, what can I say? Godzilla -1 is just a great, great movie. Won the Oscar for visual effects. And then they released just a beautifully done black and white version of the movie where they it was a meticulous process rather than just slapping one button and making it black and white. They really contrasted every scene to make it look like almost like a documentary, which is very, very cool. It was definitely a throwback to the original 1954. It had that feel to it, that scary feel to it. So, but yeah, oh man, I love this. I probably like this better than the original -1 figure, which I definitely really like too. But this is something else, man. So let's pose him for a little while, and then we're gonna get back into the review. All right, now first pose I want to put him in is probably the most famous pose from the movie, um, when he's just first enters Ginza and he just bends down and roars at the people on the train. Um, and I like to keep my -1 figures in that pose because I really, really love the way he looks there. Um, and as you can see here, the inside of the mouth, the tongue looks very nice. The teeth are really nice on this. Better than the teeth on the first head. You can see them clearly. They're really painted well. They look rough and tough. They look menacing. Yeah, I'm digging it. The eyes, the teeth, and the tongue are done very, very nicely here. Right off the bat, this is a very, very impressive figure. From the detail on the skin to the dorsal plates, to the way they look, continuing all the way down to the tip of the tail, to just the look at the detail all over it, all over the legs, the chest, the arms. Fantastic paint job. This figure right here is just hitting on all cylinders so far as the way it looks. Excellent. You get a nice face, a nice head, teeth, eyes, and tongue. Beautiful detail, beautiful paint job. So this is starting off very, very good. Loving it, you know what I mean? So now we're going to see how the articulation allows this figure to function. You know what I mean? Because it's a looker so far, and I'm very, very happy to have it now. So let's really get into posing this guy and see what he can accomplish. Okay, so this is about as high up as you could get him to look here, which is fine for me. You know what I mean? It's not like this one really looks straight up into the air in the movie. This is about as high as you could get the head, and that looks really nice. Anyway, this is a very expressive figure, straight off the bat, in a mean looking way. Look at that face. Great, man. The face, they nailed it on this one. See, this is good. There's no need to actually go out there and get a custom head like I did for the first one. They improved on it, and that's really nice. But this is about as straight as you could get his body, and as high as you could lift the head. The tail is crunchy, man. Straight off the bat, I'm going to tell you that. The tail is crunchy. You're not going to get I tried to, curl it a little bit more upwards, and the tip popped off. So just note that. Be careful with it. It's not the most bendable tail. It's not a butter soft tail. It's crunchy, and it's rough. You know what I mean? And that's fine. Like Godzilla -1, skin is very rough. The dorsal plates are sharp, and these are the different characteristics. Boy, do I love this design of Godzilla, man. I don't think there's a soul that I've spoken to that isn't impressed by Takashi Yamazaki's Godzilla, man. Unbelievable. It started with Godzilla the Ride. They refined it for Godzilla -1. And this is, to date, in my opinion, one of the nicest looking Godzilla's designs we've ever gotten. It's so good. It looks mean. It looks menacing. It looks fantastic in the movie. I can't wait to see the sequel of this and to see how they're going to continue that storyline. But this just looks great, man. Look at that, bro. The minus color version is fantastic. The black and white, the charcoal, the dark black and charcoal gray and lighter gray mixed with the white of the teeth and the eyes just makes it pop. It makes it pop like the minus color movie pops. And that's great, where it just it's so screen accurate in my opinion, this one. And that's a good thing. So, I mean, this is checking off all the boxes so far. So let's continue. Okay, so you could get him into a really nice running pose. And, so you can make this pose happen with the help of the tail to balance, and with actually the functionality of the feet, because the toes have articulation. So for when you put it into situations like that where he's kind of up on his toes, it functions nicely because you could bend the toes accordingly to balance him. And that just looks great. Look how chunky and brolic he looks. This tail is hella crunchy though. It's like one of the crunchiest tails. You're not getting it beyond that without the tip popping off. So I can't curl it upwards. I could curl it a little bit, but that's the limit of it. But it doesn't matter because that's good enough, man. And that looks just so fantastic. A nice action pose, running pose. Awesome. Even though we didn't see that, this was a lumbering creature in the movie when he walked on land. I think that's partially because it was only a $15 million budget for this film. So the CGI graphics were a little bit wonky. Not that bad. They were still pretty damn good for the budget of the movie. You know what I mean? He looked great in the picture, but this was a slow-moving Godzilla. We didn't see him being as agile as we did, let's say, the GXK Godzilla. But anyway, you could put him into a fantastic running pose that just looks great. And it's so sharp looking. Awesome. All right, with a little bit of balance, we could get him into a nice tail off the ground pose, which hopefully is one of many tail off the ground poses that we could get him in, but that looks great. The head is a little stiff when you turn it side to side. Just note that as well. The whole figure's a little crunchy and stiff, so it could probably use some heat, to get him moving correctly. But he's crunchy out of the box, but still, look at that. Look at that, man. That's awesome. Bending down and with the tail off the ground. Fantastic, man. This figure looks so nice. And, that's about what you're going to get as far as turn on the midsection, on the torso. It's crunchy there, man, too. It's stiff. This guy's stiff. But that's fine, though, you know what I mean? Like, you could loosen it up, and I'm sure it'll perform even better. It still performs well, but it's just very, very stiff. So be careful, And you don't want to break these dorsal plates, so, be careful when you're handling this figure as well. The head, it's side to side, it's not performing the greatest right now. But a little heat might fix that. Same thing with the tail. It doesn't take away from any of it, though, because you could still get it into a dynamic pose with the torso turned and the head turned to the side. Looks great. Okay, a fairly decent swimming pose is possible with this figure. It's fairly straight, you know what I mean? The face doesn't look exactly 100% straight, but it's close enough. If you had it on a stand, you could certainly twerk it a little bit. But that's nice. So you can get it into a swimming pose. Okay, now you could get Godzilla into a very nice stomping pose. I love that with the help of the tail balancing it. It just looks so nice. And it's even nicer with the functionality of the toes. You can really get them up there and get that foot up and make it look like a very nice stomping pose. Ferocious. Of course, you see how the arms function as well. Look at the detail just pops out on this. So nice, man. We really, like, the detail just comes to life from every angle of it. Fantastic, man. Look at that, dude. Beautiful. Another nice tail off the ground pose here. Awesome. It really makes him look like he's lurching forward. That's ridiculous, man. So nice. Look at that. That is absolutely beautiful, man. Look at that. This is a 5-star figure, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? This is why SH Monsterarts at the end of the day is the top dog. Because look at that. Look at what you could do. You could bring this figure to life. This looks like the Godzilla in the minus color movie. Straight up, coming out of my phone, my iPhone. Awesome, man. Can't hate on this. Anybody who hates on this, screw you, man. This is a dope-ass figure. And we could basically try to do some of the poses that have been floating around, some of the promo poses from SH Monsterarts. This is one of them where you could have his legs spread fairly wide, have him bent over and looking down at the people. Awesome. That's a nice pose. Looks very, very good. We could basically have that shot that's similar to the Godzilla -1 poster and the shot on the front of the box, which is very, very nice. Excellent that you could recreate these poses and these actual shots from the movie. And that looks really good. Here's basically another promo pic photo pose, which looks really cool. Any way you pose this thing, it looks cool because it's just such a dope figure. Yeah, but the action poses you could get it into are very nice. It just brings it to life. Very, very expressive figure. And, of course, we're going to do this money shot, which is part of the promo pics, and an actual scene from the movie. And I love this. This looks so impressive. It looked so impressive in the movie, and it looks so great that you could create this shot from behind of Godzilla -1. That looks fantastic, folks. Excellent figure. I mean, what more can I say? This figure is a masterpiece, in my opinion. And guess what? The tail is actually loosening up and starting to perform better, which I knew that was going to happen anyway. But this is just so beautiful. It's a beautiful figure. The paint job is just wow. Wow. Unbelievable. You would think it'd be in black and white, it would be simple, but wow, it is not. It's a gorgeous paint job that's just so chock full of detail. And the way that the paint is applied just makes the figure pop from all angles. How nice is that? Giving you a repeat of that shot. Beautiful. One thing I also wanted to mention here is you're not only going to get turned at the waist, you're also going to get turned right here at his neck, which allows for many of these poses to happen, where you can make it, where it adds to it looking sideways or up and down. So you got the crunch here at the waist, and here on his neck, on the lower portion of the neck going into the chest. That's great too. What a good feature that is. Now I just want to compare it with the regular version of the SH Monsterarts so you can see the difference. You see the difference in paint. You can take a look. The regular version here, I have the custom head from Kaiju Wizard on it. And you can see that this new head is pretty close to that. So there's really no need to get a custom head for this one because they certainly improved it. And it looks very nice, but I love the paint job on both of these. I think it's better on the minus color, but they're both fantastic. I love the paint application on these. I love how it's just, it gets into all of the details. That gold on here, which is like a light gray, whitish on here, really makes both of these figures pop. And, yeah, I'm super happy to have both of these. Now I got to just get the Atomic Breath version, the Heat Ray version. that would be next on the menu for these three. But really, really satisfied with both of these purchases. Couldn't be happier, and highly recommend it. But that you go out there and get both of these. Okay, so now I basically just want to go through the progression of -1. These are all of the Bandai Godzilla -1 figures that I have. So, starting with Godzilla the Ride, because that's where the design of Godzilla -1 came from. It was designed by Takashi Yamazaki. And you could tell it's slightly different, but the basic design is there. This is the Bandai vinyl Godzilla -1, as well as the Bandai vinyl Odo Island version of Godzilla -1. We have the SH Monsterarts regular color version of Godzilla -1. This is the Bandai Godzilla action figure -1, which is the budget articulated action figure. And, of course, the newest one, the SH Monsterarts minus color. So, very, very happy to have all of these. Since Godzilla -1 is one of my favorite Godzilla designs, I'm definitely going to be getting more of these. Okay, that's a wrap for this one, folks. And, yeah, this is one of the nicest SH Monsterarts figures I've ever gotten. That's the bottom line. I actually haven't watched anybody else's reviews on this, so I don't know if it's getting bashed or not, but hopefully not, because this is a fantastic figure in pretty much damn near every way that I could think of. So, yeah, do not hesitate to purchase this. You will be super, super happy. Really, really excellent. And now it's starting to move. Just through this review, it's starting to move a hell of a lot better and not be as tight and crunchy. Awesome, man. All right, so if you like this, go out and get you some minus color Goji. Like the goddamn video, subscribe to my channel, and I will be back at you with another one soon. All right, peace, folks.